name is Kevin Perkins, and I've been involved in CapAids from the beginning. In fact, I was one of the ones that thought that an organization like CapAids was a good thing to form, and was involved in forming it and incorporating it and getting it as a charity, and the first executive director.
And I'm Gizaw Shibru, and I think I was almost there from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And when Kev approached me with CapAids idea, as the name says, Canadian-African Partnership, it couldn't be without us here, and it was the right time, the right thing to do, and I have been there right from the very beginning passionately.
Well, in 2002, I was just becoming more and more aware of the AIDS crisis in Africa, and it seemed to me that there was not enough being done to mobilize a Canadian response, particularly a response that would be a sort of a partnership-oriented response, so that it was directed towards supporting those African groups that were on the front lines, doing the work already. Given that, it seemed to make sense to create a new organization that would link up Canadian efforts and Canadians who are concerned, Canadian groups with African grassroots organizations, and make a direct connection between them.
We have done so much since the inception of CapAids, and I don't know how many lives we have touched. I remember at the height of HIV, I just moved to Tanzania. That is, I was living in Uganda when we got this rolling, and there was no household which was not affected by the epidemic, and it was like every village was on fire. And what I was thinking is, let's stop crying and do something about it. And CapAids at that time was the answer for me. I was working in another organization, but I really think that the work we have done with small grassroots organizations who have no access but do so much work at the community level, it came at the right time, because CapAids did work only with those groups. And I don't know, I think we worked so far maybe about 10 to 12 groups in Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, what's been really gratifying for me is to see that the grassroots partners, many of them that we've worked with, have really been able to go on to do more work and more effective work. You know, we really started working with them in most cases at a phase in their development when they hadn't really handled grants or donations or funding before. And through the experience of working with us, they were able to build up a track record and some experience in that, and able to get more resources so that they could serve more people. The other thing that has really been gratifying for me is to see the focus. We were able to focus on certain areas that were really important to the grassroots groups we worked with, but that others weren't responding to so much. Other funding mechanisms weren't there. So, for example, helping orphaned youth to gain a livelihood through vocational training, that was a niche we were really able to fulfill. It's a request that we continually got from the grassroots groups, and something that we felt more and more able to respond to. Also helping care providers serve more people simply by helping their mobility through bicycles was another simple and effective way to really expand the effectiveness of our partners.
I could count so many things. When I went to Malawi and saw the youth groups, when I was in Ethiopia and went to southern Ethiopia and met Tila Women Group, and in Addis, the youth groups, the orphans group. Amazing works. Not because we all CapAids only single-handedly did it, but through the grassroots NGOs, we gave them a future and a light. It means so much to them. And they still keep calling and coming to us. It means what we have done not only stopped there, but it is continuing. It's not because we keep giving them the funds, so we don't have that much money. but they are there, they are alive and kicking, which is making me so happy.
Sure. Well, and that's been gratifying too, is to see that the main problem isn't money. You can have a little bit of money go a long way. The partners we work with really stretch the dollars, and with just a bit of support and financial support and the trust and the commitment we show these groups, that they have life-changing impact, life-saving. Many people now are alive who wouldn't be otherwise, I'm sure of that, because of the support they've gotten. And many more people are receiving services and care through the simple measure of bicycles, for example, or vocational training. Young women and men who now have trades and vocations, are looking after their younger siblings. I mean, there's so many stories that really convince me that what we did was worthwhile. Well, I think we can get and are starting to be a bit more systematic in the way we offer support to the community-based groups. We're trying to really develop a model in which we can help the groups go through certain phases of development, and linking them up, linking these groups up with resources in addition to a little bit of money, but linking them with mentors, advisors, in Canada, in Africa, advisors and mentors who can become their champions and supporters, and just trying to be quite systematic and needs-based and asset-based in our approach to that.
I think the fight should continue, and what Perkins has done, while we celebrate about that, we should still keep the fight. And I see still the spread continuing because of the RVs, people getting relaxed and all that. So it's not all about money. There are grassroots organizations which we have identified and we keep identifying. It's just bringing them together, giving them some capacity, how they can get resources either from regional or in-country. There are so many ways we could do it, but the fight still is not yet over.
I'll say the obvious, donations are still very much needed and appreciated. We've said that money isn't the only thing, and resources aren't the only thing, but they are, and they go so far when we do have them, that financial support is wonderful. Organizing events, both to raise awareness and to raise funds in your own community. Canadians can bring groups together in their own communities for awareness raising and fundraising activities. There's the events that we have like the Bike-a-thon, which both are good fundraisers, but also good ways just to keep the message out there that this is still something that we can be and should be involved in.
I think we need all the support, maybe even more now than before. I have worked for in the charity sector for close to 30 years, and I have volunteered and is still volunteering in many NGOs, and one of them is Perkins, and I'll tell you this, Perkins is the least NGO which has got the least administrative overhead cost, because what we get, every penny we get literally comes down to our grassroots NGOs. We practically have a half-time person in Canada, and the rest of the team working in Africa are volunteers and mentors, which we don't even pay a penny. So every penny counts for us, whether it is through bicycles or, you know, I think we are almost there, and we cannot do it single-handedly, and we need the support to continue.
We're approaching the last mile, and it's not a time to relax.
Yeah.